Yo, bro, man. Turn your camera to the side.
What's the
Turn your
deal?
camera. Turn your camera like that.
Yeah, shit. On to the side.
Yeah,
I never use my iPad.
there you go. Like that. What's good?
What's the deal?
Not much, man. Yeah, I hear you.
I'm trying to be still, man. It's one of them days.
I feel you. I feel you. You took your flight today? Yesterday?
Nah, last night. Yeah, but it started off. The whole trip started off bad.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the plane was 3 hours late. It was delayed 3 hours. I don't know what. Well, I took Frontier. I didn't realize Frontier could give you Spirit vibes.
That's little spirit right there, man.
Never knew that. I never knew that.
You ain't know that?
Nah, I didn't
They,
know that.
and they chart the crazy shit about Frontier and Spirit. You see like the price for the shit though, but by the time you finish though, you're gonna end up paying more than anything. Your bags, your seat, everything gonna be crazy though, bro. And then the service is just crazy too though.
Yeah, I did not know. I know
Mm-hmm.
now, but I did not know. Like,
Yeah.
I had no idea. And so all my days have been in a spiral.
Mm.
Like my day since then has been in a spiral. Like I got all this tense in my shoulders. Then I got regular life. And I've been trying to finish a deal with somebody for like the last 2-3 months. And
Mm.
they kind of been they
Dancing.
been I can't blame. The problem is I don't know who to blame. You know what I mean? The problem is I don't know who to blame, and it's been throwing me in a circle. It's been making my life really challenging. You know what I mean? It's been making my life really challenging.
Yeah.
Uh, and the crazy part is it's putting me at odds with Steel. Me and Steel have been friends for 20 years.
Mm.
Um, I met Steel when I first got into the business. Um, and this has been such a frustrating experience. This might have been like they say. So I remember when I first was doing my first CD, right? When I first was trying to transition out of the streets, right, from selling Sherm every day into just being a rapper. And I put together this really dope CD. Shout out to Guido the Nose, my boy Gary. You know what I mean? It was his turn really as a producer. He had worked on a bunch of stuff. You know what I mean? He mixed Diddy,
Mm.
Paperboy, which was like this smash hit record on the West. He worked on a lot of stuff with Rhythm D. He had been DJing. Like it was his turn. He had put in all of the work. He had put in all of the work.
Mm.
You know what I mean? He put in all of the work. And I finished the CD. And at the end of the CD, he told me, like, he's like, man, I don't think this stuff gonna work out. I'm about to move to Atlanta. And I'm finna go into this construction thing. You know, you could just do what you want to do with the music. You know what I mean? But for the most part, felt like his life was going somewhere else, and he had been tired of chasing his dream. And at that time, I had met Game and Face and G Rod and rest in peace, folks sent the homeboy. And I remember even being there, feeling like a level of, I think Face and G Rod always did their best at making me feel comfortable. Game is just a kind of he was in his own world. You know what I mean? Obviously, he's on the verge of putting out a documentary. You know what I mean? This is about to sell 600,000. So I can't even imagine the life changes he was going through at that time with Black Wall Street. You know what I mean? It was different. And then Fosen had died. He had got killed. You know what I mean? And I remember I was at my wits end, Trap. Like I was in a crazy place. You know what I mean? Like I was barely getting by. You know what I'm saying? It was just crazy. And When I finally crossed the finish line, I was limping.
Hmm.
I had hurt my left leg. I hurt my right leg. You know what I mean? I needed surgery. Like I was limping legitly. And I remember what it felt like even after I got my first deal and how I was so low dog that like I couldn't even really feel the joy of accomplishing something so, magnificent. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't even quantify it. You know what I mean? I couldn't even make sense of it. It was just like you just keep going. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna keep on going. That's all I knew. Like I remember telling my peoples, I was like, man, like I was really kind of depressed. You know what I mean? Like it was tough because what I went through to get there, like how much of my soul I had to fight to keep in place, you know what I'm saying? Just to be whole when I got there. You know what I mean? But all of that fighting make you so fucking tired, Trap. Like it make you tired. And like I feel that now. You know what I mean? I feel that same thing now where I'm on the verge of like something so otherworldly in this business. I'm on the verge of something so otherworldly in this business. Like what I'm on the verge of in this business is like otherworldly. And as I kind of transition and come out of this cocoon to another place, but just the stuff I've been going through over the last 2 or 3 months, where it's been the people closest to me that it's like it almost threatened a relationship. And that's how I know, like, great things is on the verge of happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know great things are on the verge of happening.
It's fat.
So I'm on the verge of really great things happening.
But
So
that's how I feel like it always happens, though. You know what I'm saying? When you there, you know what I'm saying, then other distractions will come, or like something that I'm trying to try to take your motivation, the push that you've been using, you know what I'm saying? It try to slow you up for your path, though. You know what I'm saying? But you know it's there. I know it's there, so you know what I'm saying? To stay focused on you know what I'm saying, onto the main goal and what you want, you know what I'm saying, what's gonna be.
for
That's it.
sure, for sure. But it's so frustrating. You know what I'm saying? It's so
Mm-hmm.
frustrating because it's like it shouldn't. You would like to believe it don't have to be that hard. Like I was thinking about Noble
Yeah.
and just or like I think it finally came out about Chino XL. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
all this stuff is coming out, and the journey of being an artist, especially when you're trying to do the business, is a lonely one. It is not for the timid at all. And a lot of stronger dudes have checked out. Feel
Yeah.
me? Especially when it got to its toughest points. You know what I mean? And why they check out is different. Everybody could make their own reasons why they check out. You feel me? But I do understand why motherfuckers check out. You know what I mean? I do understand why motherfuckers punch their own ticket, dog. Like it is.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Well, it's not about if I
No, no,
can.
no, 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 no. It's not about I can't understand it. That's what I'm
Oh no,
saying, like that though.
I can understand it for sure.
Yeah, I
Because the
can.
highs and lows, dog, when you all the way in this shit, the highs and lows is so fucking high and so fucking low. Like it's devastating. Like today I woke up and I had to do all this business. You know what I'm saying? I had to do a bunch of business. Like I had to go do this photo shoot. And I just got back to the room, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just chilling and I'm just trying to be still because I could just feel it overwhelming me. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
could feel it overwhelming me. You know what I'm saying? Like I could feel all of the lows or the highs overwhelming me. And it ain't like things in my life are like messed up or nothing. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's just like you finally create something dope. You know what I mean? You create something that you know is revolutionary and hip hop need it. You know what I mean? They need it because Spotify is whooping niggas ass. Spotify's whooping niggas ass, man. Spotify putting belt to ass. You know what I mean? They
Mhm.
got their own thing. For years they let You know, they were smart and let people do business the way that they needed to, so they wouldn't feel every adverse, effect to the business. You know what I mean? Let them use stream farms to help them market themselves. Kept a loose handle on playlisting. So people could access it. You know what I mean? And as time goes, corporations buy the spots on the playlisting and the advertisements go up. You know what I mean? So while you advertising y'all, you know what I mean? The advertisement go up, you know what I mean? And now they took the stream farm away. You know what I mean? They took the stream farms away. And it's like, you watching artists go through it, try. And we was talking about the other day with somebody like Stock, right? And it's like, he may want to do something completely unique, but because of where everybody's listening to music, like he kind of forced to have to
try to fall in line and become
like have enough talent, you know what I'm saying, to be able to do what Spotify wants to market from him. You know what I mean? But somehow he's still gonna have to remain himself. So when that moment happens, you feel me? When that moment happens, you know what I mean, he'll still have enough of himself. And that's the problem. Like you could lose yourself so crazy. You know what I mean? You could lose yourself.
So you feel all right, so now within getting into the game like that, right? So now you get into the game and like you fall in line, like you make the sound like music, you know what I'm saying, that could basically be suggested well, if you like this, you should like this too and shit like that though. But do you feel like once the artist got the people attention, do you think it's does it work when they go, but this is what I really rap like, this is what I really do though? You know what I'm saying, like that though.
I mean, hopefully what you do ain't that far away from what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times trap, like, well, first off, this is No Ceilings Live, the lunch hour. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here, noon Pacific Standard Time, Digital Soapbox, aka No Ceilings by Glasses Malone YouTube page. Check that shit out. You know what I mean? Go fuck around. If you're on YouTube, like this. Please like this motherfucker. Thumbs up it. If you're on Twitter, retweet this link. If you're on Facebook, share this post. We do this stream to support the No Ceilings podcast. Just dropped a dope episode. Go check it out. Conversation radio needs to hear. It's really some good game for radio. You know what I mean? My opinion based off of how long I've been in the business. You can listen to it on Apple Podcasts, iHeart Podcasts, or anywhere you get your podcast from. The No Ceilings Podcast, executive produced by Charlemagne the God, the Black Effect Podcast Network, and iHeart. And we're going to get this shit started. Forgive me for being late, y'all. I kind of just got out of it. I've been out of it since I've been here. You know, yesterday was just crazy. And then getting here just got worse and worse.
Yo, who suggested Frontier to you, bro? Or did you just see the price and was like, yo, let me get this one right here?
It was just really when you go to Google Flights. You know
that's the first one that comes up. It's the first one that comes up. Is that? Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah. So,
right.
But it's not.
You got there though.
It's a lot of things. Like I said, like in this specific deal that I'm working, like everybody is trying to make me think I'm crazy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's trying to make me think I'm crazy, and I'm not crazy, and it's because I don't quite know what's happening. And the most frustrating part when you're doing something with somebody is you don't, like, business is never usually like this. So, you know what I mean? When you don't know what's going on and people holding on and it slows all your stuff down and you don't know what's happening, it's a very frustrating thing. And you immediately, you want to start, hey, hold on. You know what I mean? This don't make sense to me. And, man, it didn't have me under stress for the last month and a half or two. Yeah. So it's like, but that's just how it go. But shout out to everybody at the lunch table. No Cuz, K-Way, Heist, Squish, what's the deal?
Squish, what up?
Nice one.
Fats.
Everybody, Fats, what's up with it? But no, like I see people talking about. It's not about respect, Heist, when it comes to why people punch their own ticket. You know what I mean? To get up out of here, is I get why it happens. I get why it happens. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I think it's pretty obvious I'm a strong-willed person. Like I think people have internet personalities, and then you meet a person like me where it's pretty much like 4D. Like, you know what I mean? This ain't me on the internet. Like anybody who know me, you feel me? Like they know this how I am. If you look at anybody I'm talking to, if you go look at Nipsey Hussle talking about me, if you go listen to K-Dot talk about me, if you go listen to, you know, Tiger, Schoolboy Q, they're gonna be like, man, that's Glasses all the time. So it's like you fight to protect who you are. You know what I mean? You fight to protect who you are. And some people give in and it works for them, but like I don't. But I think you just get so tired of fighting. I mean, you get tired of fighting, and that shit is very fatiguing. And I'm coming into that place now at the end of a journey, you know what I mean, that took me forever, like since 2011, when Head first showed me how to DJ, when he first explained, you know, BPMs and shit. And I remember just deciding, like, yo, I'm not finna worry about making no money no more. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna focus on learning what records are about, you know, what hip hop is about and what's marketing. And I remember trying to put out music at that time, but just not really being able to even focus or once I knew I didn't know anything about the business. Like for those 8-9 years, I went without putting out music. You know what I mean? I went without putting out music. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't consistently do it. Like when I first got in this game, I was putting out albums every motherfucking month, yeah. But when I realized I didn't know nothing, and then I started learning about hip hop, and hip hop put a different joy in my heart that I never had, or I only had based off of drag racing, and to some degree, like, you know, the fellowship I enjoy with my neighborhood, with my homeboys. You know what I mean? I think most men get it from being a parent or being like a husband. You know what I mean? I didn't have it, so all I had was drag racing, you know, street racing, gang banging, you know, how y'all see it. You know what I mean? It's not how y'all see it, but like that's all I had was that. And then I had hip hop, and hip hop really gave me this different joy. So like when I see somebody like the Clipse, who I know are dedicated to hip hop, I always say this, like I'm not a fanatic of the Clipse. Like, don't get me wrong, I think they're some of the greatest MCs to ever breathe on a microphone. When they get with Pharrell, you know, they're gonna make an incredible body workers. Pharrell is such an animal, but I'm not like a fanatic of them. You know what I mean? I'm not in the Clipse fan group. But that don't change that I bought the album on iTunes. You know, I respect the movement and I think they're really talented. But the more I fell in love with hip hop and it has filled this kind of void in my existence, you know what I mean? It made me grow a different respect for people like that and like this type of body of work where, you know, the first song was talking about losing their mom and dad. I think that threw everybody for a loop, you know, listening to the project.
Great opener.
And
Great opener.
at a time where, at a time when, at a time where, you know, they could have went with anything. They could have used attitude. They could have cut somebody out on the first song. Like it showed you how therapeutic, you know what I mean, as a, you know, being a creative can be. So like even listening to this project, like I can't even judge it anymore, like from a musical position.
What
Because
you mean? Why not?
because I just think I just enjoy what it means to hip hop. I know that sounds crazy, but
so if they didn't deliver, would it still mean as much though? So like say
I
like
mean,
the
I can't imagine a world where Clipse and Pharrell wouldn't deliver. Just to be honest, you know what I mean? Like
I think out of all my,
And then that's gonna all be perspective anyway. You know what I mean? That's all gonna be perspective. Some like Revenge just said he thought the album is trash. Obviously, I don't think the album is trash.
I think out of all my phone calls I done got about the album, I'm gonna say I probably got, if I got 5 phone calls, so like I got 4 that the album was like you know what I'm saying, the album was incredible. And I got 1 from a person who's a musician himself, you know what I'm saying, like that, and they was just like, nah, it was they didn't get to what he really most so wanted. Like I think he wanted he didn't accept the fact that Chad wasn't a part of this project, and I think that you can see that a lot though when it comes to the production with Chad without Pharrell without Chad, production comes across a little bit different. And then it was also saying that he felt like a lot like it kind of mimicked the Kanye West approach to production when it came to dealing with Pusha.
Yeah, I wouldn't even really waste my time. Pharrell established what we know about the Clipse and Pusha T, so I doubt it's following Kanye. And it's I like the production better than the stuff he did with Kanye. Oddly, you know what I mean? Like, but I think what it means to hip. Sometimes you get something, and it also depends on what space you into. Like I'm at a space to where hip hop means a lot more to me than the average person. It's not just something I listen to. You know what I mean? It's not something I listen to. It's like something that I live through. So when I'm listening to, I'm watching somebody accomplish a dream. Like it's changing. It's like being in a group chat with KD and Seth Curry and CJ McCollum and different trainers and homies that's trainers and that write about the sport. It kind of humanizes everything. Sometimes you forget, these are really human experiences when people are making these albums or when they're playing basketball. Like we use it so much for entertainment that we forget sometimes that it's a real life thing happening. And I think that's what was important is it's a real life thing happening. And I appreciate the first song for grounding me and making sure I remember this is a real life thing happening. Even if I forgot for 2 seconds, you know what I mean? Like, you go, you buy the album, I pre-ordered it, I got it, I'm bumping it. And I'm like, damn, like the first song made sure I remembered that this ain't about no motherfucking music. This is a real life experience for somebody that grew up like I grew up. You know what I mean? And I'm glad it started the way it did. And I'm glad that I'm proud of the project that it is. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I think I feel the same way I feel about most of it. I think I'm gonna be able to sit with this album for a while though, you know what I'm saying, and not move on from it for a second. I ain't gonna get tired of it too soon. So it might make it, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna make it through. People was in the room. We did a room last night for the listening party. But I just like at times would give me titles when people yo, this is the top 5 album I ever heard in my life. I'm like, oh my God, bro, you heard the shit one time, bro, through your phone, bro. You cut it out, man. But I think that's
I think there's something happening obviously with social media where people feel like they need to say something. But
yeah.
I'm not even mad at that. You know what I mean? If the first listen sonically gave you that, you know what I mean? Shit, that's fire. You know what I mean? Like, and I respect anybody who consumes art. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
something about it made it. For me, this was This was more real than most Clipse and Pusha T albums. For me, I don't know why it felt.
Was it the comeback of Malice?
Probably, you know what I mean, and could be part of it. You know what I mean? Maybe it's the double back with Pharrell. Maybe it's the double back with Pharrell too. You know what I mean? Like it just says a lot about hip hop to me. Some niggas from VA came together and just made. I just see it differently. You know what I mean? I just see it differently. Like it mean a lot. You know what I mean? Them 3 brothers from VA, like the homie was saying, I saw Trill say that about Chad, and I'm like, I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't care. Like,
Oh, Trill said that too about the Chad shit. Everybody
no,
just feel different without Chad on the
it's 3
production
niggas
too.
from Virginia, dog. Like it's 3 niggas from Virginia, bro. Like that shit cool. You know what I mean? Like I'm cool with that. Like
I ain't gonna hold you though.
I got Chad with Pharrell when I had Chad with Pharrell. Now I got Pharrell and the Clipse.
Nah, it's just a different approach to production, though, big.
Yeah.
But I like it. But I kind of like it though.
Inspire you? Nah, I mean, no. What's funny is what inspired me about this particular project, Let God Sort Them Out, was the rollout.
Yeah.
Like the rollout, how careful they was and how they allowed themselves. Because listen, the thing about when you come from the soil for real, you are very overprotective of your brand. Like DT, you know better than most. Being a Crip is all about protecting your brand. I mean, like everything about it is protection of brand. Like if you come from the streets, you protect your brand. You know what I mean? Like vehemently, like you are on your brand, you are on your reputation. And I think I watched Push really let go. Like he allowed himself to be judged. You know, if people didn't agree with his takes on certain artists that as he was interviewed in conversations, he let it be okay. You know, he let it be okay. He let it be okay. Like y'all can have your opinion. I'm not tripping, feel me? But this is where I'm at with it. This is where I'm at with it. And to watch how they schedule certain things and don't get me wrong, it do take some work. It's not impossible. You know what I mean? It's very possible. And really a lot of people don't realize this is an independent rollout.
Yeah.
This ain't no major label rollout.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So whatever is happening is them two brothers doing it. You know what I mean? And I just got this crazy feeling that Push is really at the helm of it. You know, he's took his knowledge, you know what I mean, from being with Def Jam and being with Pharrell over all of these years
and being with Kanye. What you mean? You got that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying with Def Jam.
Yeah.
I'm saying he took all of that stuff. I just didn't know which label he was with when he was with Pharrell. I'm sorry. So that's why I didn't say.
And it was with what label was they with again? I forgot what label it was with. It was on Star Trek though. It was on Star Trek though. But I forgot what Star Trek. I forgot what Star Trek was.
Star Trek with Geffen.
I forgot. I can't. I don't know. It might have been. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and to watch them brothers really, you know, have an incredible setup, and to let themselves be vulnerable on their opinion. I mean, Push really did a good job with that. You know what I mean? And like I said, I've listened to the record, the whole album. You know, I like it. You know what I mean? I thought it was a good album. But I don't think that's important to me anymore. Like what's more important to me now is, are you wearing it culturally? You know what I mean? That's one thing that I liked about GNX. It just happened to end up having some really great records. But I felt like I got the most unapologetic version of K Dot, like since he's ever made music. And that's what I felt like even with the Clipse album. Like I got this version. Shout out to Ruffian, yeah, Jive, Jive, yeah.
Jive, I was gonna say Jive though, but I wasn't sure.
Jive and Def Jam, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but to watch where they're at right now and them to do the business, just showing their growth as not just artists, but as people that are in this business. It's just been dope. It's dope.
All right. Well, it was a good album. Good features. I think the cohesiveness of the album was great. You know what I'm saying? I think it was, like I said, I think it was a good album. It ain't disappointed. I'm still tight that we didn't get the Jay-Z verse. I think we deserved the Jay-Z verse. You know what I'm saying? Especially with them signing the Rock Nation. Nas did Nas on it. You know what I'm saying? But Nas did 50-year-old Nas on it. He didn't do Nas on it. He did 50-year-old Nas. It's the same person we've been getting on the King Disease and the Magics and all that like that. You know what I mean? But it's cool though. Still tight that we didn't get a Jay-Z verse though. You know Stevie Wonder was on that first song. Yeah, Stevie Wonder played.
John Legend?
Yeah, Stevie Wonder's playing the keys and doing the background vocals for John Legend.
Oh,
He's playing the keys on it.
And I guess that's why that song, I could feel it.
Yeah.
That fucked me up. I might have played that song a couple times since then, and I'm like, damn. You know what I mean? Like, not just the conversation of losing parents, you know what I mean, I could relate to, but the magnificence of the music. The music was really special. You know what I mean? The singer was dope, but the music was special. It was really
Yeah,
special.
that's what I'm saying. Stevie was on the keys though. That was Stevie playing the keys. Yeah, and then Kendrick verse was crazy. Um, Tyler, I think Tyler got on the track. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing. The song with the dream is crazy because the song with the dream, when I first heard it, I was like, oh, this sound like a filler right here. But I knew, I said, yo, hold on. The Dream is on this song. Dream and Pharrell getting together doing the song in the Clipse. Like, nah, this shit gotta be better than okay. You know what I'm saying? So as I listened to it by the third time, I'm like, nah, this shit is dope right here. You know what I'm saying? The musically, the Dream with his, you know what I'm saying, the way he ended the track off, nah, that's a dope song. It ain't no filler. That's a dope song, big word. And I like the way they changed the beat up of the on the what's the name, the So Be It. That's why they call it So Be It too, because it ain't the actual one that came out before. They changed the beat up. Pharrell changed the beat up on it. Yeah, I think it's dope. I think it's dope, and I'm glad that suckers ain't do sucker moves that I thought they was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? They ain't do it. They supposed to be coming out on the 13th though. I don't think that's gonna do nothing. Did you see the They did a live performance for it too yesterday on Apple Music. That's some dope shit. They should start doing more often with more artists. They did like a live performance for it where they were just like listening to it, like a listening party. You know what I'm saying? They did it and it was live with it. Walt had a lot to do with that. You know what I'm saying? He said, he's super hype right now, man. VA up right now with this one. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Y'all hearing me? Can y'all hear me? Yeah, they can't. They can't hear you, glasses. You muted. But y'all can hear me though, right? So I'll keep it going until glasses get back though. Cause I know I seen him over there talking and I ain't hear nothing. Just I ain't know how long that was going on for a second. But y'all can hear me though, right? Okay, y'all can hear me? All right. Yeah, well, there you go. You good now. I can hear you now, glasses. We ain't hear nothing you were saying at all. So you gonna have to go back to the beginning right there. We ain't hear nothing you were saying. Go ahead, bro.
How does it sound right now? Does it sound all
You
right?
good. You straight. You straight. That's dope. You good. You
Um,
good.
nah, it's just, hip hop just means so much more to me now. Like I know we talked about stuff, like y'all hear me say street urban culture, artistically expressed, and I get it. You know what I mean? It could be a bit harsh, but this is the type of project that I say why that matters. Where you get three brothers from VA, you know what I mean, from this situation in VA, and they come together and they make a body of work, even at this time in their life. You know, I grew up at a time, bro, where you just really proud to be black. You know what I mean? Where you was really proud to be black, dog. Like We had black film. Eddie Murphy took off. Magic Johnson and the Showtime Lakers was the biggest thing. Clothes, it was Carl Kanai, you know what I mean? Everything about being a brother was like highlighted, you know what I mean? And that was my whole experience growing up. So as I watch hip hop go through levels now where, you know, they're trying to assimilate with what they think success is, so it's European designers, right? And you see it kind of different things, you know what I mean? Like I was telling Squishy like I'll be going down rabbit holes of people who built their whole social media following. All their content, dog, is talking bad about black people. Like black people talking bad about black people. And then they guise it, they hide it under the guise of accountability. And man, just hip hop is just in an odd place. It's in a really odd place. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm really grateful for this offering. You know what I'm saying? I'm really grateful for the Clipse and Pharrell coming together and making this happen. Like I'm grateful for that. I'm full that they did that.
Yeah.
I'm grateful, dog.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to ask you is, how long do you think this Dot and Drake shit can last?
What you mean, like the feud, like this the beef?
Not the
But
beef, but it
just
being
everybody
it's being the
topic.
centerpiece of hip hop.
I mean, it could possibly go on for a while. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it would take for people to take the lens off of it. You know what I'm saying? Because you did have the two giants of hip hop collide and, you know what I'm saying, do and take over damn near a whole year. So I mean, shit. I mean, it's gonna be looked upon like like how you look upon like a boxing rivalry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that the rivalry of a boxer. You know what I'm saying? Boxers and shit. That shit. Them shits damn near last their whole career until one of them retires, some shit like that. You know what I mean? As long as they stay on top, unless somebody could come into the game and just shake the game up and take over, you know what I'm saying, and reclaim and take the number one spot, then we won't, you know what I'm saying? But as long as them two is at the top though, there's gonna always be a discussion, you know what I'm saying, topic of discussion like that. I think. Jay and Nas ain't really then again.
It lasted a little, yeah. It did
Yeah.
last.
Yeah. So I could see this going like that. I can see it going being you know what I'm saying? But it would have to be somebody that come through and just drop you know what I'm saying? Drop some shit.
Yeah.
Hove come through, drop an album, we forgetting about Drake and, well, at least me. I'm forgetting about Drake and Dot beefing. You know what I mean?
Man.
Me at least. Not these young niggas though. You know?
Yeah.
What you think though?
I don't know, man. You know how I feel about hip hop, man. Like you know more than most people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? How I feel about hip hop. You know, I was more worried that everyday hip hop we were starting to like without the force of necessity, there was going to be no need to create. You know what I mean? And like how I looked at I always looked at Drake like not always, but like as I started understanding what hip hop was, I started to recognize what he was.
Mm-hmm.
I started to see him, a lot closer to Elvis and rock and roll. You know what I mean? Like I don't think the labels they could have, record labels could have made a conscious effort to we need to big him up, but I don't think that's what happened. I think when they see the success of others doing what we do specifically, others in this particular situation is people who wasn't raised in street urban culture. You know what I mean? Not necessarily about Drake being black, but more or less about him not being street urban culture at all. You know what I mean? And they had somebody that didn't grow up using the N-word and that other people could look at. You know what I'm saying? Now they had, I always say they had somebody that we would let get away with using the N word that wasn't a nigga.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I always looked at that. Like when I realized about 2013, 14, 15, as I started getting deeper into rock and roll and that journey, I always looked at they had the right person. They had somebody that wasn't a nigga that could use the word nigga. And I
Yeah.
always felt like that makes great business sense. You know what I mean? It's like when you have Adele and she's singing and you have Beyonce singing. Like I think it's so America or the world, the buying world, the buying population, you know, it's a lot of people that look like Adele. It ain't as many people that look like us. So I always felt like when they got the non the different versions of it, it just made for good business. Does that make sense?
Nah, definitely. I thought about that before though too. The fact of like I've heard him say one time, right? So what makes hip hop like so unique and like than any other genre was that they was never able to like infiltrate into hip hop. They tried it many times, you know what I'm saying, but they could never get through with it. You know what I'm saying? And they tried it a couple times before Drake came around. They tried it with Vanilla Ice, they tried it with from the beginning. They, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say with Beastie Boys, they tried it with Eminem. Eminem wasn't gonna let them do that to him like that though. You know what I'm saying? But then when they realized what they had with
I'm
Drake.
gonna tell you why it's different for them. Because none of them we didn't think was uh, 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 none of those guys did we think like it's no way possible we would have thought Vanilla Ice was one of us or
No,
Beastie Boys
that's
was one of us.
but they tricked their way into all the other genres without them. They was the fucking when they did jazz, the way they infiltrated jazz, they did it with the
Hold on, Trap. Hold up,
uh,
Trap. Heist, Glasses. Why is it okay for Fat Joe and French to use the N word, but a problem with Drake? There's no problem with Drake using the N word. The problem is when you have somebody that didn't grow up using the word. This is for me. This ain't for everybody else. Heist. So this ain't something I'm trying to push off onto you or other people that enjoy hip hop or nothing. But I always thought it was strange when you weaponize the N word as a way to talk to
mm-hmm,
us. You know what I'm saying? Heist, it's not that I have a problem, you know what I mean, with somebody saying it. I'm saying when you never said it your whole life, and then, you know what I mean, when the mic come on, now you're starting to use it. That is what kind of made me always look at him weird. You know what I mean? Like he knew he was talking to me and he knew that if he used this word that I would see him as I saw myself. You know what I mean? So it's not necessarily about is it okay? Like I'm not the ironically I'm not the N-word police. You know what I mean? I'm more the hip hop police than the N-word police. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that. I'm just saying somebody who doesn't use the word every day, and then when it's time to speak to us or say something you think we want to hear, you start to use it. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like he became the first non-nigga that we would see like a nigga. You know what I'm saying? And that becomes a thing because again, it's not about is he a black man? Like he's a black man. He's the son of a black man. You know what I mean? Like so, even though he grew up, Canadian Jewish, in a middle upper class neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like he's still the son of a black man, but culture is a lot more with how you grow up and talk to each other. So that's why I've always said he's not necessarily the culture. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? It's like when I made that joke and he was driving in that truck and I laughed when he started talking to that man. The man that said Drake's a bitch and he screamed it. And Drake was driving that truck. He didn't call him one nigga. He started talking completely different. You know, you get what I'm saying? He started talking like if I got mad, you feel me? And if somebody did some shit to me, I'm like, you a bitch ass nigga, I'm finna get on your head and I'm gonna sound like how I talk all the time. Because specifically was like he went into some whole other shit, like a whole kind of patois, like I don't know what it was. You know what I'm
It was
saying?
Canada. That was Canada though, from what I hear though.
Yeah, but I'm
That's how they talk in
saying
Canada.
that's what makes it weird. It's like you just you know, you just tapping into all these things. And I'm not saying all these things couldn't be you, but it would look strange if it happened, period. You know what I mean? Like, can you be street at all of these places?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Can you be street in all of these places? Like you could speak 5 different languages, you know what I'm saying? But can you be 5 different streets? I doubt it. You know what I mean? It take a lot to understand when you listen to brothers from New York City talk. Like you can't, as an LA nigga, you can't just go hang out there for 6 months and talk like them. Like you can start to emulate them, but it ain't gonna be like how they do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It take a lifetime to develop this thing that we talking about. So and again, I want this. I like into why this Clipse album, you know, mean a little bit more to me than just some music. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's just something that the culture really needed. So even in this particular battle, it's such a reset. It's such a reset, man. Like it's such a reset, dog. Like we really back to street urban culture. Like we right back to it. Even the Playboy Cardi shit, like Playboy Cardi shit ain't street urban culture, and I think it's obvious now. And shout out to Heist. I'm not saying Drake is the most. I don't think Drake is an industry plant. I really think Drake really is very much a trained record maker. He's a monster. You know what I mean? It's just he understood that you needed to be a little bit more like us for us to get all the way into you. Like, you know, if we just gonna revere you like us versus you just make some good songs. And you know, maybe this reset is a lot. You know, maybe hip hop struggles to recover. You know what I'm saying? Maybe because Playboy Cardi shit came and went. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I always felt like it was way too much cut on that shit in the first place. And Trap disagrees with me, but I always felt like,
I do.
yeah, I always felt like it was too much cut. I always felt like it was you was trying to make it for everybody. I always felt like it was too much cut on that shit. And I think Travis is gonna get the same rude awakening too. I think if you I think if you keep cutting your nigga, you know what I mean, if you keep cutting your blackness down to try to appease to everybody else, you feel me? I think you in trouble right now.
How is that cutting the blackness down when when you just you're you're taking hip hop and doing exactly where hip hop came from and just trying to expand on it and just open up a different door when it comes to hip hop. Do you feel like hip hop should only sound one way?
How could hip hop sound one way when it's always sounded different?
That's what
I
I'm
think
saying. So
hip
what's
I don't think that's what they're doing. I think they're cutting culture. I don't think they're cutting music. I think they're cutting culture. Like I told you, Rockbox is probably my favorite Run DMC song. They flipped some rock shit, but they didn't cut culture. Like I'm watching a lot of people try to cut culture. Like they trying to swap and mix cultures. And that shit ain't it. Like if you an Atlanta nigga that grew up in the streets, I want to hear that. Or if you a Atlanta dude that grew up under street urban culture, even if you wasn't necessarily committing crime, but you grew up submerged in the culture, that's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear you cutting cultures, like where you taking cultures and you mixing cultures. And I think
so
that's kind of
so what is it being done with? What's he cutting culture with the sound or the or his approach to the content that he delivering? Which one would you say was cutting the culture though?
I mean, it's not the music because again, like I said, we could talk about Rockbox, we could talk
Mm,
about Next Episode, that's a classical song. We could talk about Big Pun I Wanna Be a Player, that's a salsa song. The music has always went into different genres and brought the hip hop out of whatever is there. It's always
mm,
brought the hip hop out of whatever that genre of music was, even if it had nothing to do with even black music. Like Next Episode, right? Being that David Axelrod song, The Edge. Like he brought the hip hop out of a classical song. You know what I'm saying? And it's not the music, it's when they start to do things that look completely unfamiliar.
so like jumping in the crowd and shit like that.
No, niggas was jumping in the crowd, but when you start to emulate rock, when you start to emulate rock culture, like there's a real get down in a behavior and a culture about it. And it's cool a little bit here and there, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's like over the top. And it makes me think like, huh, Like maybe your experience when it comes to street urban culture was just music. It was just the art you listened to. It had nothing to do with, again, like I always tell you, hip hop is the movement of we. Sometimes I don't know who they we is. Who is the we?
Their community of fans that they draw to. You know
Not
what
the
I'm saying?
fans, dog.
Or the
Jay-Z didn't
community,
represent the fans.
the community.
Nas didn't
It's a
represent the fans. Snoop didn't represent the fans. They represented us or wherever we was from.
yeah.
If you start to gauge everything off of the fans, and why is that your fans?
Yeah. I can someone hear what you're saying though. I mean, I think you're more so speaking on the way their approach of delivering their music. So as far as like with the rage shit when it comes to Travis, you know what I'm saying? It's like it does resemble, you know what I'm saying, a mosh pit of rock and roll and all that
It
shit
is,
though.
but that's because it is. Like I don't think he's
But
trying
the
to fool. I don't think he's trying to fool us. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's trying to make us think it's hip hop. I think we think it's hip hop. But then we look up and he do some more unhip hop shit. We like, yeah. And it's like, well, he calling this shit rage on purpose. He ain't saying it's rage hip hop.
so you don't feel like he could actually be making rap music but still not be like a hip hop culture, you know what I'm saying, within like his lifestyle and shit. I don't even know if I don't know about his
Yeah,
lifestyle
I
either.
don't think he lives culturally like that. Look, I think I think rap. Everybody could use rap. I
Yeah.
think we're on the verge of watching a lot of things happen. Like we already got a country person that uses rap,
Mm-hmm.
right? We already got pop people who use rap, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all we need is a blues person who uses rap, right? All we need is we got R&B people who use rap. You know what I'm saying? We got 1,000 people that use rap. You know what I mean? But I think hip hop is the cultural thing that allows us to see that we're all like, when I first saw Nas, it was like, damn, you know what I mean? Queensbridge is just like where I'm from, or Jay-Z or 50. You get reminded that some brother is going through the same thing you're going through. And as different as it feels, you realize it's exactly the same thing. You know what I mean? Like you see it's the same thing. Like when I go to Harlem, it's the same thing. Like it's just a little different, but it's the same fucking thing. When I'm walking up Lenox, it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. And that's the beauty of it is like we're all announcing, even if we're not in, connection or we're not communicating, we're all going through the same shit. And we just see it different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think, and again, like I said, I don't want to sound like I'm slandering Cardi and them, but I think that's what's making it hard. It's like the jig is up, bro. You're going to have to choose. And I'm not talking about music, but you got to choose. You know what's funny? Like, like I'm really careful with saying hip hop is black because I understand there were other people at the inception of hip hop too. But one thing you cannot deny is the black shadow on top of the motherfucker if it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like the shadow on top of it that we cast with our expectations of behavior, with our expectations of how you conduct yourself, you can't deny that is at the forefront of it. Like you can't deny it. So even if it's not necessarily like, because there probably were Spanish people at the inception, there probably was maybe even some white people, close to the inception, but they had to behave the way we thought was acceptable. They had to behave the way we thought was acceptable. People from that particular thing. One thing I realized when I go to New York and I go to the ghetto, you feel me? It was people at first I was like, man, Glass, I don't understand that gangbang shit. And then I started explaining to them what the truth is. And now, they no longer listening to Dennis Hopper, because he made the movie Colors. It's like, nah, this is what it is. And they be like, for real? Then I call somebody and verify. Then I have somebody come through and verify. And they be like, damn, that makes sense. You know what I mean? So it's a misunderstanding when we this far away, but when we get close to each other, we're able to say, nah, and we can intellectually explain what's happening. You feel me? It's a connection that's like I always tell you that it's crazy. It's the reason why we could be sitting out in front of Harlem and some niggas see me and be like, "G, what's up?"
Mm-hmm.
Feel me? They can know it's me, but not worry like shit. They even say something to me. You know what I mean? Like, man, I don't want this nigga to think, I'm on his dick and this nigga could be on some punk shit. Who the fuck knows what nigga be thinking? But when they finally let go and they walk up and speak and realize like, oh, this is real, it's always different.
Nah, I can see what you're
It's
saying.
always different.
I could definitely see what you're saying. But yeah. I mean, I just think that it's gonna eventually it's never gonna be I think as the different generations come into hip hop, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be the same, but it might just appear a bit different than the norms of what we used to it looking like though. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I think that even when it came to like coming from the early '80s into like the mid '90s, it looked different from that point to that point right there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like so, I could say that we getting up there within the age where we're gonna have to start kind of accepting that these people these kids are still hip hop, but it's gonna look different than the way it looked like for us as we was growing up though. But it still can embody what it embodies though. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't know though, Trap. I don't know, man. I think this is more of a moment where very we need to be very attentive at what happens next because we really just avoided the end of hip hop the way we knew it. Just like when Elvis started to happen, they missed it with rock and roll. They didn't see it. They was thinking like you. You know what I mean? There's people like, oh, they was invested in the Elvis and different people. And they was like, oh, hey, you look up one day and you don't see nobody that's like you in the space.
see, that's what I was trying to explain before you have read the comment though. That's what makes hip hop so unique and so much different than any one of these other genres. They have tried many times to infiltrate within the hip hop culture, and we never allowed for it to happen though. B. And that's like that goes back to what you said about Drake, where they felt like he was the token one that was going to be able to do it for them. You know what I'm saying? He
But
was
I
going to be able
always
to do
tell
it for
you,
them.
but I always tell you, it really didn't start with him. It started with Kanye.
No, it didn't start with no Kanye. Kanye's hip hop, bro.
I understand why you think that, but I'm telling you, I
Nah,
think that's where they realized they could pull it off.
Kanye's
When
hip
it didn't
hop.
have to have no element of street, they learned it through Ye.
But see, when you say no element of street like that, what was Will Smith?
Will Smith was an alternative to like he was a well mannered kid rapper for kids,
Yeah, but
and people,
he wasn't with no street at all.
yeah, but he also was. That's not true. He did still
What?
use Philly slang. He did talk like a Philly nigga, but he was a little bit more proper. Like you could tell he came from a little bit upper echelon family of blackness. You know what I mean? In West Philly. You know what I mean? But Ye shit was just different. And I think Ye shit is what allowed all the other stuff to start happening. And then you looked up, and when they got Drake off, right? They got Drake off on us. It was like, okay, now we gonna go Jack Harlow. Now we just starting to push all of it. You know what I mean? Because if we didn't never bat an eye at Drake, you know what I'm saying? We didn't bat an eye at Drake. Like it was some people that still stood was like, hey, what happened with this? This dude wasn't, you know what I mean? Like what just happened? But I think this is the time we need to really be more attentive. So the same thing that happened to rock and roll, because you're right, like, yeah, it's not gonna be a bunch of white people like how rock and roll, what
Mm-hmm.
happened with rock and roll. But that ain't what make hip hop hip hop. You know what I mean? When it stopped being the voice of the voiceless, when it stopped being the voice of the streets, when it stopped being the voice in the expression, because like we always talk about, Ice Cube is very much from the ghetto, but his parents did a great job of raising him. No different than LL Cool J, no different than some people, right? So there is a very tight window. But that window still very much, Ice Cube very much still represent 111 in that cultural thing. And he represents it in a way that he understands it versus somebody being used to, you couldn't weaponize Ice Cube against the streets. You couldn't. It don't matter how he was raised. You couldn't. It just, he don't have the, he understands who he represents. You know what I mean? And again, it's hard to say it about somebody like Kanye because he's like, you know, he in my top 5. You know how I feel about Ye, especially creatively. Like, he's an animal. But I think it starts with him because it's like they even used him against 50 Cent. You know what I mean? Like, really against New York to some degree. You know what I mean? And it made the world feel like they was tired of the people that hip hop was made for. The people who didn't have a voice. You know, you couldn't hear the story of the victim in the community that got shot up.
So when you say like Kanye, right? So I mean, but before Kanye was to sign with The Rock, one of the most hip hop labels that we had back then was going to sign him to the label, though. You know what I'm saying? Ruckus was going to sign him to the label. Sure. He was going to be, and he was going to be part. He was going to be you know what I'm saying, alongside somebody like Mos Def, Talib Kweli, Pharoah Monch, like super hip hop artists was on that label right there. So you think he fooled them too?
Yeah, I think the easiest lane to fool is backpackers. If you go in a backpack door, bro, if you say you backpacker, we gonna always look at you like, okay, we ain't gonna even judge you. We gonna be like, oh, he already a different type of nigga if he got a backpack on. And a lot of people know that. You know what I mean? Drake used to say the same thing about Lil Brother. Like everybody, because they have this really weird understanding about being street. You know, they think being street is about shooting a gun, or they think being street is about committing crimes versus growing up where crime is happening. You know what I mean? Like and speaking the lingo of the natives. You know what I mean? People, a lot of people think I can't. Like a dude was telling me the other day, you can't make it out of LA if you're not no gangbang. And I'm like, that don't make no sense. Of course you can. You know what I'm saying? But people really think that. You know what I'm saying? So I think the backpack door is the easiest door to get through. Shout out to Marcus Mitchell. Kanye fooled Talib himself. Talib said he was disappointed when Ye confirmed he faked it. Hell yeah, he had him. Nigga, listen to his beats, nigga. Listen to his beats. Listen to his beats. Nigga, that nigga sound like everything we revered about what we would call backpack hip hop. He sounded like it.
The new version of Pete Rock. That's what he said.
Yeah, because he know how we feel about Pete Rock. But Pete is still Pete for real. Pete ain't really the music like people think. Pete is Pete for real. Like if you talk to Pete, Pete is like that. So it's something you got to just be mindful of. I'd be really mindful of it. You know what I mean? But the easiest door to get through is backpack. Like that door is easy. Nobody's gonna double down and check to see was you going to the Good Life Cafe or was you going to, so nobody gonna really ask no questions no more. You know what I mean? Nobody gonna really shake you down. Now, if you say you street, niggas gonna run your background down. If you come out, like the thing about Pharoah Monch and them dudes still street.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck if they got bars galore. All the people doing most, Talib, them dudes is street. Jurassic 5 is street. Now, they grew up in the same places I grew up at. But, you know, they chose to have a more optimistic view on their relationship with the culture. And I think that's what throw everybody else off with me. Because, you know, most people that grew up how I grew up, or they felt like grew up as a gang member, they don't have an optimistic look at the culture. Like it's just, oh, I'm mad at this nigga, or I kill this nigga, versus this one Crip nigga like, yeah, I fuck with the Blood Homies, if they cool, or I fuck with these niggas if they cool, or how we all exist together, or how we all go on Crenshaw. So my struggle is very unique because like I said, I see it. I see it like I see it street. You know what I mean? Like I see it. Like I have an optimistic view about gangbanging. People don't have that, even though you know really
Breaking up.
our experience. People don't say backpacker is kind of guided with like they have a positive view on growing up culturally the way we did. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But I think the easiest door to get through is the backpacker door.
Because the
And I
backpacker
think
door
that's why they
is
tried.
just the backpacker door is
As
just
I like to rap.
that's it. That's all it is.
And,
That's all it
and
is.
but them people that like to rap still grew up the way we grew up. They still grew up. Like if I talk to a Kill or Charlie Tuna, or when I talk to Mark Seven or Fully Love, I could be talking the filthiest LA shit in the world. They don't never gotta ask me like what I say. They ain't never gotta be like, what you mean? If you talk to Pharoah Monch, if you talk to Talib, if you talk to Most, and you start talking filthy ass New York shit, they not gonna be like, well, what does that mean?
But from what I hear from the people that know Kanye and shit like that, like personally, like he was and he told his stories before in songs though, B. Like he was a person that was, you know what I'm saying? They say he GD. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't believe that?
No.
You think he lying about that?
Yeah.
Why would he lie about being GD? Yeah, he said that shit so subtly. Yeah, this nigga's
Yeah,
crazy.
he lying.
He lying.
He lying.
They said the GD. He said it in the song. What's the name of the song? He said it in the song. They used to call him baby. Used to call him baby son. Some shit. Stone or some shit. I forgot what he said. He said in the song though.
Cap.
It was capping.
Cap.
Damn.
Cap.
He said he let the GDs in the building, man.
I know it's fire, but I cap. Cap.
That's what he said. That's what he said.
Cap.
That's what he said. You know what I'm
Nah.
saying?
Nah. I wish he was. Make me feel better, but I think
Nobody, the
it's
chat, y'all don't believe EGD? Y'all don't believe EGD? Let me see, chat. Chat, what y'all think, chat? He said it. He said he let the GDs in the building. He said, hell no. He said, hell no. Hell no.
oh
They all saying. None of y'all think that he GD. Nobody is Cap? Damn. Hell no. Damn, I ain't getting not one year. God damn.
I ain't gonna play with the
That,
points
nope.
like that, dog. I ain't gonna do that.
Don't
Look,
disrespect the 5 points stuff like that. Yeah, I'm just saying that's what he said. I ain't say it. That's what the niggas from Chicago done said that, man.
shout out to Heist. Heist is so stupid.
Damn, chat.
Heist said he a good dude. That's GD. Good dude.
Good dude.
I don't even know if he a good dude.
The trap, please. Damn, chat. Come on, trap. Damn.
Shout out to
I'm
Mickey
just going off
Red
what
30.
he said.
Mickey Red 30 said he lied about being a backpacker, so why would he lie about being a GD?
I don't know. It said the GD's guy.
No, it's not like said. We're not saying. I don't know if Kanye is a lame. I wouldn't say he's a lame. I think he got some very un-Chicago like tendencies to me, but I don't think he's a lame quite. Lame is I don't know what's you define lame for me because I just wouldn't think of Kanye as a lame, bro. I think a lot of people use hip hop to fight different battles. Like people who may feel like they didn't get accepted.
Baseline, you ain't shit.
They use hip hop to be accepted. Baseline funny.
Baseline crazy.
Baseline
Crazy.
that. They'll get you growth and development. Oh man.
Damn, chat. They're doing Kanye like that. Double tap the screen if you're on YouTube, man. Let's get these likes up. Please.
Please get them likes up.
Double tap. You gotta do a double tap your screen. But Nah, he's definitely a different dude. You know what I mean? But I can't. I still in no way can I sit there and say that that man ain't hip hop, and he might have opened the door for us to get presented with Drake though. I can agree with that though, because he came in the game as an ordinary dude.
But it's not or. I hate when you say that because we've already had ordinary. LL Cool J is an ordinary
No,
dude.
he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
LL Cool J came out with a video playing. You know what I'm saying? He was a superhero, B. What you mean? He was an
That was
ordinary
his
dude.
second album.
He was a superhero though, bro.
That was his second album.
That
LL
man
was
came.
an ordinary guy. LL wasn't none of them other dudes. L was just this nigga that could rap really good from Queens, nigga. He was an ordinary dude. Fabulous is an ordinary dude.
No, man. He from Brooklyn, B. That was sport. That was sport, man. He was a booster, B. He was a booster. What you mean? That was sport right there, B. There was no ordinary about Fab, B. That was I know a bunch of niggas from Prevort whatever that shit from that's Fab right there, B. Nigga had
Fab is an ordinary
nigga had
dude.
his whole mouthpiece looked like he was an ordinary dude, B. That nigga was a grimy ass Brooklyn nigga, B. Nigga looked crazy, B. They threw a jersey on him. That's it. Nigga like a grimy ass Brooklyn nigga. You know, ordinary nigga.
Fab is an ordinary dude that could rap really well. Fab was a knock away from a backpack rapper.
No, he wasn't. Fab was a booster rapper. He was a booster rapper.
Fab is
with a messed up mouthpiece when he first came in.
Fab is an ordinary dude that can rap.
Nah.
LL is an ordinary dude that can rap.
LL was a superhero, B. That nigga chased down.
You
see when they grab
an ordinary dude can rap, but they all still come from the streets.
See, that's what I be telling you. That's the cloth that Kanye come from, though, bro. He's from that tree right there, bro. I don't know why you don't seem to understand everything. He's from that tree right there.
Who's from that cloth?
Yo, bro. He's from the De La Soul Tribe Called Quest cloth, B. He's from that tree right there. Kanye.
No, he's not. He does that on purpose because he knew it would work on y'all.
Okay.
Ain't nothing about that nigga like Q-Tip. Nothing about that nigga like Q-Tip. Nothing about that nigga like them boys from De La. He's not like I understand he used the Daisy era shit to get on, but he not like them, dog. That was his gimmick. Sean is a regular dude. Sean and shout out to Revenge. Fab and Sean are the same.
Finish what he said. And they just like Kanye.
No, Kanye ain't that tree.
Yeah, this is. No. He not that tree. I'm saying he De La Soul. He De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest. He that tree right there, B.
He not that tree.
He that tree. It's
just
Kanye
that. Could be talking. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. A nigga could be talking to Kanye and Kanye don't know what niggas talking about.
What you mean?
A nigga could be talking that talk to Kanye and he won't know what they talk about.
Like talking some like street shit to him and he won't know what the hell he talking about? Like
not even street shit, but talking how he talking.
Slang? Like with just slang?
Yeah, he wouldn't know what we talk about.
I don't agree with that. I don't believe that.
I know, that's the problem.
Kanye's a nigga. He's a nigga. He comes from the nigga dim. He comes from the nigga dome, B. Like that nigga's a nigga. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he is. He is. Maybe.
Nobody called. I don't know. I don't think nobody called Kanye a nigga at home. I don't think the schools he went to niggas called him a nigga. But it might have happened. He's from Chicago, so you gotta be careful.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
But Chicago, while it's close to New York, there's parts of Chicago that's still very much segregated and very much uppity and white. Like Kanye got a lot of it's a lot of white people in Chicago. Don't get me wrong. If you from the South, like if you from Chicago where the Chicago niggas is at, yeah, you ain't getting out. I mean, you ain't speaking it. But his mom did a really good job of raising him in an environment, bro, where
Yeah,
he was able
yeah,
to thrive and develop a love
yeah.
for, you know, a love for Marilyn Monroe. You know what I mean? He
That's
was able to.
preference.
No, that's not preference, nigga.
It's
If any of
preference.
our homeboys would have told us, you look up to Marilyn Monroe, they'd snatch that shit off the wall. You lie.
Listen, that's what
That
that's the
old
business.
white lady.
That's preference though. But yo, listen, man. I done met. You know what I'm saying? Met about
You ain't
hung out
never
with John.
noticed that all these
John
bitches.
Monopoly's a nigga. That's his best friend, big.
Manop is a hella nigga though. That's
He's a
my
nigga.
bro.
Yeah, know what I'm saying?
But Manop
That's his
also
right. Yeah.
but Manop also is a type of nigga that could fuck with white folks too. While Manop is a nigga, no question. Manop for sure is a nigga. Solid stomper.
Mm-hmm.
Solid trooper. You feel me? The real deal. Manop is that nigga. I love Manop. John Monopoly, one of my favorite people that I
Yeah.
met in the
It's
business.
my guy.
But he also could be friends with a nigga that ain't a nigga.
I hear you. I hear you. Jew was a nigga.
Again, Joe is a nigga. Yes, I'm
Yes.
not saying that, but they are all kind of special type of niggas.
They all grew up together.
Yeah, but them niggas is special type of niggas.
I got you.
Them niggas is niggas, but them niggas could probably be in a room full of white people, and white people would be like, "Hey, you grew up down the street from me." They know how to talk. Them niggas know how to talk. They a special group. I ain't gonna lie. I agree with you. Manop and Jew is a nigga, and I hope Ye is a nigga. I worry.
It's different, B. He's a weird
I
nigga.
seen different, dog.
He's a
Tyler's
WN.
weird.
He's a WN. He's a weird
Listen,
nigga. That's all it is.
Tyler is a weird nigga.
Yeah.
But he ain't like Kanye. Like you ever see when Tyler want to and he just become an LA nigga?
Mm-hmm.
You ever never like listen to some of Tyler the Creator's rap. Everybody know, like, I think the word of Tyler Creator is creative. I don't fuck with him because niggas used to be dissing God and shit. But Tyler, when he want to be an LA nigga, that shit come out fast. It come out quick too. Like, boom.
Mm-hmm.
Like that nigga just turned into an LA nigga so fast and you forget because he always be doing all this old crazy shit. But you'll forget he a nigga out the county. He a nigga from around the way. Like, he'll snap it on and you'll be like, damn. Like, and you won't trip. It won't, like if you hear him on the song with the Clipse, like you know what I'm saying? Like that nigga turns into a LA nigga quick. You know what I mean? And it's serious. And that's real though. That's a real thing. Like he very much is a nigga from around the way and he couldn't avoid it. I just never seen Kanye switch it on and turn into a Chicago nigga.
Nigga switch on, turn to a GD real quick on you, B.
I never saw it. Just wear the song.
When he said on the song.
Not saying he a GD. I mean, talk like a GD.
I don't know, man. I'm tired of fighting for Kanye, man. He ain't fighting for himself, B.
Like when is he like Tiger could get on like Tyler could get on a song with YG and you will not notice the difference. No lie. Tyler can do a song with YG and you would notice it. You would be like, you'll forget it's Tyler because it'll just come across so easy and so filthy, you won't even think twice. You won't even think twice. You won't even think twice. No lie. He can get on a song with Dot. You can put him on a song with any nigga that feel. He can get on a song with me and I start talking hella filthy.
No, you know how he get away with it? Because he just be himself. I don't think I don't think Tyler turned nothing on. Like even like the POV shit with what's the name? You got on a song with a bunch of dope dealers and with himself, and they ain't spit no dope dealer shit, none of that shit right there. You know what I'm saying? He just
because he grew up in street urban culture. Like that's why. Like give me that song with Kanye where he got on the song with some street niggas and he was like, man, you didn't even notice a change in the song.
All that shit he did on College Dropout.
Nigga, he wasn't on the song with nobody. It was just him.
He was on a song with Common. He was on a song with Jay-Z. He was on a song did a whole album with Jay-Z, bro. Like, what are you talking about, bro? He did
an album with Jay-Z, and Jay-Z is like 50.
He was
That nigga
on
couldn't do no. He couldn't
he
do no
was on
album.
Blueprint too.
He couldn't do no album with Reasonable without Jay-Z. That shit would have been night and day.
He was on Blueprint too.
Think about it. Hov is like 48.
He's
He
he's
been a
he's on
million.
a he's on song.
Hov had been a millionaire at that point for like 15 years.
He went in.
Hov had refined himself. You know what I mean? He had went through the that's wheat that went through the refinement process. They did enriched it and everything. You feel me? Yeah, everybody could digest it now. But nigga, imagine him trying to be on a project with fucking Hov, dog.
He done songs with Pusha T.
Yeah, but you always notice a huge difference. And then they always put a lot of niggas. Like it just like he's such a musician, but like Tyler, you won't notice that Tyler is not on no street shit. So no, I don't really like again, like it's different. Like they'll be talking street and it work. Don't get me wrong, because I'm not questioning Kanye's ability as a rapper. Like Kanye can really rap. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you won't notice a cultural change. You know what I mean? When you listen to Tyler rapping with other niggas, that's the fullest street niggas in the world.
What about when he got on that song with Slum Village?
Who, Kanye?
Yeah.
I mean, he emulated Backpackers. Okay, could he do a song with 50 Cent? Prime 50 Cent.
I wouldn't want to hear that.
Hell no.
I wouldn't want to hear that.
Hell no.
I wouldn't want to hear that.
But Q-Tip could do a song with Prime 50 Cent.
No, he couldn't.
Yes, he could.
No, he couldn't.
Yes, he could.
50 ain't doing no. I mean, 50 might do a vibrant thing.
Q-Tip could do everything 50 do.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. 50 come on and talk about, walk around like I got an S on my chest. No, that's a semi-auto. I'm saying, they come on that shit like that. And if Q-Tip come behind and talking about vibrant thing, get the fuck out of here. That shit ain't going together.
Bro, stop doing that, bro. He's not going to rap vibrant thing.
Vibrant thing. Vibrant thing. Nah, that shit ain't going together. It's just Queens. It's going to happen because it's Queens, though. So Queens going to make it happen like that, though. Know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't want to hear that, though, bro. I might want to hear him produce a song for 50. I don't think I want to hear 50 and what's his name? Nah.
I would like to hear 50 and Q-Tip. I think it'd be a really good song.
Wasn't they supposed to do something together though at one point? Oh, no. I'm thinking about L.
Last question, man.
What's up?
Why do people hate Meg Thee Stallion?
Because first off, a stallion is a man horse. So when she called herself that right there, that's kind of off right there. But and another thing was what she did to Tory. That's it.
Yeah. She didn't do nothing to Tory.
Well,
people didn't like Meg before that too.
Nah. She rapped the same on every song. She used the same flow on every song. She cheated her way into the industry. I'm a country girl that can rap. I'm gonna use the same flow over and over though.
Bun B uses the same flow.
Bun B don't use the same flow over and over. Bun B going different pockets. Nah. And then she did and then I think the fans, like the girls, and I didn't even realize she did this shit though too, but she definitely did it though. So Nicki Minaj gave her I'm saying a hit record, which Derek worked on though too, the Hot Girl Summer shit, right? And then everybody knew Cardi and Nicki had drama and shit like that. So after you come up with that song right there, you go and do a song with Cardi. So once that happened and Nicki seen that, Nicki was like, oh, the Bob just went crazy on her. And I guess the hate train from that right there just spun over though with it. You know what I'm saying? It was like a disloyalty type move or something like that. But then I don't know why they hate him though, man. I don't hate her. She cool. I mean, I ain't listening to her music or nothing like that though. But why you hate her?
I love Meg.
You love Meg. I bet you do.
I think Meg makes some jams. She be rapping.
She makes some jam with that same damn flow, right? Every time, right? That same
Some
flow.
things is classic. Too short shit classic too. Some classic thing don't always need variety.
That
When I
shit.
go to
And she's a liar.
When I go, here we go.
Nah, I'm not talking about just the Tory shit. I'm not talking about just the Tory shit. It's she's been calling other lies though too. I'm not talking about just the Tory shit. So I'm saying.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Man.
Yo,
No
that shit
Silla's
comes
live.
out. Yeah, let's
No
wrap this
Silla's
up.
live. It ain't coming out, Trap.
I mean, if it does, if it does,
Trap,
what?
it ain't coming out.
Okay.
Is that shit ridiculous?
Okay.
What
y'all think, chat? Y'all think that she lied on Tory, chat? Let me know.
Oh man.
Did she lie on Tory? Let me know in the chat, y'all.
No Silla's live, the lunch hour.
Before we get up out of here.
Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday Pacific Standard Time. Right here on Digital Soapbox.
I believe she did.
Click the like button.
No.
Let everybody know you in the spot. If you're on Twitter, retweet this link. If you're on Facebook, like this post. We do this stream and support the No Silla's podcast. Just dropped a fresh episode. Conversations Radio needs to hear. You can listen to it on Apple Podcasts, iHeart Podcasts, and anywhere you get your podcast from. The No Silla's podcast, executive produced by Charlamagne the God, the Black Effect Podcast Network, and iHeart. Hold up, let me see. Do we have any super chats? I don't even know how to look on this thing.
I don't know. Let me see. I'm gonna scroll all the way up.
Shout out to Revenge. So you saying Tory shot her, Glasses? He didn't get charged with shooting her, Revenge. That's not what he got charged for.
I don't think it's.
Y'all gotta pay attention.
Yeah, Revenge, you could come back over to ADHD, B. Your ban has been lifted, B. You know what I'm saying?
Why you banned it? Why you banned Revenge?
Your Revenge came to ADHD and went crazy, B.
He went hot.
Crazy. He went crazy. Word. Revenge ain't know how to act.
I appreciate the support. Revenge is funny. Revenge a real internet.
I know, Squishy. I'm going to, yo, Glass, yo, you might need to catch a flight right after your show. Come out here to Queens. We're going to be crazy tomorrow. We got the boxing event at the US Open. Turkish came through there. Who you got in the fight?
Tonight is a fight. It's the ladies fight tonight, right?
The ladies fight tonight, but the Turkish shit is tomorrow out here in Queens. Who you got?
I don't know. I gotta think about it, dog. I gotta think about it. My mind been minute and fucked up.
Word.
Where is this?
All right. All right, we made a cut,
okay.
Man.
Much love to y'all. I'll see y'all in a minute, man.
All right, man. Easy.